Hello, sir. Can we ask you?
I'm sorry?
Can we ask you? Asking you about
Yes.
question.
Anything you want to ask.
What's your name?
My name is Jim. Yeah.
Where do you from?
So I am originally from America, in a city called Seattle, Washington. It's on the west coast of America. I pretty much lived there my whole life.
And what's your favorite activity when you were still in America?
Oh, my favorite activity? Oh boy. Motorcycles. I love riding motorcycles. I had a motorcycle, so I worked many hours, and so when I had free time, I would hop on my motorcycle and I would just ride all day long. I would just go exploring. I'd go up to the mountains, just take photos of the mountains, of the scenery, and I just had so much fun. There's something amazing about being on a motorcycle. Got the wind, the wind blow on your face and just ride. I had a very big motorcycle, very big one. And it was comfortable and I would just sit back and just cruise. It was very relaxing. It was very therapeutic. It take away my stress because my job was very stressful. So I would ride my motorcycle and it would just take away all my stress. Very relaxing.
And how long you been in Indonesia?
So I left America about 2.5 years ago. Okay. And then my first spot when I leave America, I came to Bali. But the thing is, I'm on tourist visa. So every 30 days, I have to leave the country. So I started in Indonesia, but like I say, every 30 days, every month, because my tourist visa expired, I have to go to a different country. So I either go to, the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. Last week, I come back from South Korea.
South Korea.
Yeah, but I will tell you, whenever I leave a country or leave Indonesia and spend time in another country, I always come back. I always come back to Indonesia. Indonesia is amazing. Indonesia is so beautiful. The food, enag, oh my goodness, I love the food. And the people are so nice.
So nice.
Yeah, so that's why Indonesia is my favorite country. Out of all the countries I've been to, Indonesia #1. Yeah.
What was favorite subject studying?
My favorite subject
Yeah.
in school, #1 was science. And math, okay?
Oh my God, yeah.
But science, I was a huge science fanatic. I was crazy about science. In particular, environmental science. So I studied a lot of science in high school, and then I went to college to study environmental science. My favorite was marine biology. So I love to study the ocean. I was crazy about studying the ocean, the environment. So one year, my state had a science fair contest. So I entered into the contest and I won first place.
Oh my God.
I won first place out of the whole state. I was #1. I got a blue ribbon and I'm so proud also. But I love science. Science, I'm crazy about science.
How about math?
I love math too. A lot of math and science kind of go together. Go together. Not so much like biology. I study a lot of biology, but I also love chemistry. And so chemistry uses a lot of math. But yeah, I loved biology. When I was at college, I got to participate in a scientific study with the U.S. government. So when the U.S. government, the Air Force, the military, right, they were making a new jet fuel, a new petrol for the airplanes. in order to get that approved, they had to do what's called an environmental impact study. So how will this new fuel affect the environment? And so I got to be a part of that study. It was so cool. I got to wear a white lab coat, and I had a microscope. And I got to count. I won't go into the details, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. But I will say, as much as I loved science, I learned that environmental scientists, they don't make very much money. They really don't. So I ended up changing my degree to business. So I studied business, but I still love the science.
You have a lot of experience. So next question is, what was your first job and how do you get it?
Oh my goodness. So, my very first job, my mom actually worked there, at this company, right? And I just finished high school, so I needed a job because I'm going to college, and she worked at a factory that packaged chicken. And so my first, real job was working at a chicken factory, and the factory was very, very cold. The factory, inside, it was like a refrigerator, like a freezer. It was they keep it between -2 and 2 degrees inside the factory, Because the chicken, when they come, they're already frozen. But they're whole chicken. They're the whole chicken. So my job was to take the chicken and hang it on these hooks, and then it would go up, and then the men at the top would cut it. They'd cut the wings off, they'd cut the leg off, and then it would come down, and then people would package it and then send it to the store. But that was my first job, was the chickens.
So your first job in America?
It was, I'd say, my first real job in America. That was my first real job.
So how about what's your first job in Batam?
So right now, because I'm on tourist visa, I'm not allowed to have a job. I'm not allowed to earn money in Indonesia. But what I do is I do some volunteer work. I do some volunteer work, and I help out with Tanjung Uma? I go there and help clean the trash. Because remember, I love environmental science. So I go help pick up the trash, and then it's fun. I enjoy it. It's just volunteer work, but it helped keep me a little busy.
You enjoyed it?
I do enjoy it.
What your hobby when kid?
So my favorite hobby when I was a kid was, I would say, fishing. Fishing. I grew up on a very large farm. We had many animals. We had like cows, many cows, horses, chickens, pigs, of course cats, dogs, but so our farm was very, very large, and there was a river that go through our property, and so I would hop on my little bicycle and I would go through the field and go to the river with my fishing pole, and I would just go and I would catch fish. I loved to go fishing. That was probably my favorite hobby as a kid, because back then the internet not invented yet. I'm older than Google, we don't have cell phones back then. So when I was a child, all of our hobbies had to be like outside. And so I had a bicycle, and then later I got a small scooter, small motorcycle. And then sometimes I would ride the horse. I'd hop on the horse and would ride out there. But I would just go out there and catch fish. Yeah, it was so much fun. Me and my sister would go do that, and sometimes my cousins would come, and we'd all go out there fishing. We had a bunch of trees, like a forest, and sometimes we would go out and we would make forts. You know, like we play like hide and seek.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we play army, you know, because we're boys, you know, we pretend play armies. But that's pretty much what we did on the farm, because my closest neighbor was maybe like the next house, maybe 15 or 20 kilometer away. Yeah, very far. Yeah, very far. It was a very large farm, but everybody there had very big farms. Yeah, so my closest friend was like 15 kilometer away, so we had to play by ourselves. Yeah.
Do you still have that farm?
No. When my grandparents get too old, see, I lived with my grandparents, and when them get too old for the farming, they sell the farm. Yeah, they sold the farm. Yeah, but it was so much fun. So many memories on the farm. So yeah.
So next question is, what was your first car and how did you get it?
So my very first car, I was so proud of it. So when I was younger, my mom buy me a little car, little Honda, very old Honda, very old. It barely drive. But the first car that I buy by myself when I got a job, it's called a Honda, it was called an Acura Integra. And I was so proud of that car because, you know, I paid for it all by myself, and I drive it everywhere. In fact, it had, I don't know what the conversion is, miles to kilometers. I would say I drove it maybe 350,000 kilometers. Yeah, very good car. Yeah, but I have it for 20 years. Yeah, I keep that car for 20 years. Yeah, because the way I grew up, my grandfather, because we were very poor, so my grandfather always teach me how to fix and repair things all by myself. So I always fix the car and always keep it running, and so I keep that car very long time. But then at some point, the engine just blows up, you know. It was very old car. But that was my first car, and I paid for it all by myself. Yeah, so I was very proud of it.
Okay, you say you just come back from South Korea.
I did. Yeah.
And how was there? Like, what did you do there?
Well, okay, so I did it because my visa expired. My Indonesia visa expired.
Oh, so you moved.
So I had to leave the country.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go someplace new. I'd never been to South Korea.
That's your first time.
That was my first time. And we chose South Korea because now there's direct flight from Batam Airport. Yeah, now they have direct flight from Batam to Seoul. Yeah. And it was cheap too. Very cheap. So we go there, and very different culture, and the temperature was much colder. The temperature maybe during the day, maybe 14 or 15 Celsius. At night, it got down to like 3 Celsius. But Korea, very different culture than Indonesia. The people, they were nice. The people are nice, okay, but they're not very social. Okay, they're just not. It was very different, and they don't speak any English at all. I find one man that speaks just sedikit English, just one man. Yeah, so it was amazing experience. It was beautiful, but I like Indonesia better.
So do you have any favorite food in there?
I ordered something. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like starts with TT, and it's like a brown soup, very thick and creamy.
Jajangmyeon.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I did have something called sundae. Do you know? It's like a sausage
Yeah.
made out of, I think, blood.
Yeah, blood.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I didn't know it was made out of blood. So because the waitress no speak English, and so I just point on the menu, like okay, and bring it out, and then later I learned it's blood sausage.
How it tastes?
It was how do you say, like chewy?
Oh yeah, chewy.
Yeah, it was chewy, but it not taste like blood. But I don't know what really blood tastes like. I don't know. But it was good. It was good. It was a new experience. Yeah, very new experience. And we had a lot of fried chicken. South Koreans love fried chicken. Yeah. So it was an amazing experience.
Why did you come Batam?
So the reason I
Yeah.
come to Batam,
Yeah.
the reason is because of the visa. So every 30 days I have to leave the country, right? So when I first leave America, I go to Bali. And every 30 days I had to fly from Denpasar to Thailand or to wherever. And the plane tickets were very expensive. Every month I had to do that. I do that for 6 months. I do it 6 times. And then finally I learn about Batam, and now I can just take the ferry. Take the ferry to Singapore or to JB.
Is it cheaper?
Much cheaper. Yeah, that's why I come to Batam. Yeah, but I've come to enjoy Batam. Yeah, I come to enjoy it.
Okay, I think that's all for
all?
yeah.
So do I get to ask you questions?
Oh no need. Thank you. Okay, I think that's all about today's interview. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Hope we can talk later like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
anytime. Anytime. No problem. My pleasure. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Okay, thank you and see you.
See you later.
Bye.